Hello everybody, this is Stefano Molinari and this video is about a gameplay of a microSRPG, a game that I've designed for the 9-card game contest on Board Game Geek. Let's have a look at a gameplay example of microSRPG, so micro solo RPG. We have our hero here, placed on the red mountain, ready to start. We have an armor of 2 because we have chosen the character of the knight. And then we may improve any other ability. I would say we will do the IQ, so the intelligence, we set it to 1. Searches we have none, so we also have non-magic items. We start with 2 foods and 5 hit points and 0 victory points. So let's start. We move, and every time we move we need to spend 1 food. Now we have basically few actions at disposal. We could move forward, improve our hero abilities, buy a magic item, and then either rest or explore. I would say we rest for now, so we place the meeple laid down so that we remember we have already rest. We may do 1 rest on each single card, so 1 rest only for a card. And rest we gain 10 victory points. Then we move on the second cave and we spend the food. Now I will try to improve the hero ability. So we spend 3 victory points, 1, 2 and 3. We take a d6 and we do a roll. And we are able to improve a hero ability if the d6 minus our intelligence is less than 3. So the intelligence now is at 1. 6 minus 1 is 5, so we are not able to improve anything. So we have spent the victory points for nothing. Now we may not rest, so what we have to do now, we have to do at least 1 search. So in every cave you have to perform at least 1 search if you don't rest. While the other 2 options, so improve hero abilities and buy magic items, are optionals, the rest or explore, this is a must. So we do our first search. We are on a red cave. So we take the card with the side of the red cave, then we have the blue cave on this other side. And we do our first search. We roll 3 dice. And now we check which 2 items or victory points we can take. So this is a 2, so we could have 1 victory points, 1 magic armor, 1 magic sword, or with a 4 we could have 3 victory points, 1 food, 1 shield. So basically we need to match the row and the column where we have placed the dice. And again we have food here, we have a double attack. So we have no food, so absolutely we need food, because we need to reach at least this location where we will get 2 hit points, 2 foods and 5 victory points. So I would say we take 1 and 2 food, even if this will leave us without any magic item. So now we take the shield and the food. So we take 1 food and the shield are now at 1. Now, after the search we do an encounter check. We take 2 dice. The monster level is, let's place this better, is now at 1 because we are on the first card, so monster level is 1. And we roll 2d6 and At level 1, on a result of 5 or less, a monster will appear. This is a 6, so no monsters. We have now the option to perform another 2 searches. So the second and the third search, this was the first one, are performed with only 4 dice. So we have 2 green and 2 yellows. And again, we can get 2 items. The problem is that if we do another search, after every search we do an encounter. We have to do an encounter check, a monster encounter check. And on the second search, we have a die roll modifier of -1 on the 2 dice which are rolled. On the third search, we have a die roll modifier of -2. So if, for example, we roll a 5 and a 2, and we are at the end of the second search, 5 and 2 is 7, 7 minus 1 is 6, we are still okay. But if we would be on the third search, then we would encounter a monster. So I want to play safety. I don't perform any search. So I decide to move on the blue cave, and to do this I spend 1 food. And now again we need to perform a search. So I don't want to spend victory points, because I don't have that many to buy magic items, 5 victory points, or to improve your ability, because it will cost 3 victory points, and we are still not sure that we will manage to get the ability improved. So let's do the search. A 6, a 5, a 2, 6, a 2, and 1. No, this is a mistake. This is a blue cave, so this search has to be performed on the other side of the card, which is the one for the blue cave. The blue caves are more oriented to items, and the red caves are more oriented to victory points. So this is good. We have 3 victory points here, and food, 6. This is with a 4. So we could spend 3 victory points to decrease 1 die result by 1. So we could take this 5, spend 3 victory points, and move it to the column 4, so that we would gain this food. And we will do this because we need the food. 1, 2, and 3. So this is now a 4. So we gain 1 food, and the second item, 2 victory points. So 2 victory points and 1 food here. The monster encounter check, we are still a level 1, first search, no die roll modifier. We roll is a 5, so we encounter a monster. 2 cards, double-sided, so we have 4 different types of monsters, and now we have to see which monster will be activated or search, and the activation numbers are these printed on the cards. So we take 2 dice, we roll them. So this is a 5, and this is the monster, a forest orc. Forest orc, monster level is 1, so we place the hit points at this point. This monster, if he rolls 2 dice with the same result, the monster is able to reroll the 3rd die if it was a miss. With 3 dice with the same result, the monster will gain a hit point. So we have now the option to take a weapon or to wear an armor. We could take a bow, cost 1 victory points, or the sword 3 victory points, where an arm. So I would say we take a bow. Yes, we take a bow. Then this means that we roll a d6 and we do d6 minus strength must be less than 3, and then the monster takes 1 hit. This is done before every combat, and we are allowed to spend a maximum of 3 victory points on the bow, so we only may take 3 bows, max 3 times each combat. So we roll 6 minus our strength is 0, so it's not 1 or 2, so we have to roll a 1 or a 2. Sorry, this is a 5, was the second roll, third roll, so we are not that lucky. Absolutely not looking good. I have no victory points, I have no magic items, only 1 shield. The shield costs 3 victory points, I only have 2, so I may not use that. Let's go in combat. We roll 3 dice, green for the monster and 3 for the hero. 4, 2 and 2, so we roll this. They are all 3 lower than 5, so the monster gets 3 hits, he is dead. And now let's see what he has rolled. 5, 3, 2. 5, 3 and 2, so there is no hit for us, we have been lucky. Furthermore, as we have chosen the knight as a hero, when double is rolled, 1 hit is ignored, so we would have been able to ignore 1 hit because we have 2 dice showing the same result. So we have defeated this monster, we don't earn nothing, we must be happy because we are alive. We have already made 1 search and we have encountered a monster, so we will not meet a second monster in this cave, so we can do the second and the third search without having fear to encounter a monster. So we just do the 2 searches and let's see what we get. 3, 1, and this is a 2. An armor, and wow. Okay, let's take a double attack and a magic armor. And then let's do another roll. I hope in some victory points because I need them. 6 and 5, it is good. 4, not that good. So I take 1 foot and 1 victory points. And 1 foot. We proceed now to the next cave. We spend 1 foot. And this is a red cave, if I remember well. Yes, this is a red cave. So again, we don't have enough victory points to try to improve any of our ability or to buy any magic items, so we cannot rest because we have already done. Let's do a search. At least 1 search we have to perform. 2 and 3. We have, so food we have enough to reach the location, so we don't need the food. We take the 3 and the 2. Now we have 3 also here, so 3 and 3, 6 victory points. We go from 3 to 9. Monster counter check. 5 or less and we meet them. Oh, another monster. We're not that lucky. Which one? 5. We have been lucky again. So again, the forest orc. It only has 2 hit points. I will take a sword. It costs 3 victory points. 3 victory points. And before every combat, we are allowed to roll 1d6, and on a result, d6 minus strength less than 3, the monster takes 1 hit. So our strength is actually at 0. So we need a 1 or a 2. No. Now we do the standard combat roll. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Look at this. So, the monster will take 2 hits because we have 3 and 3. So, he's dead. We are able to avoid 1 hit, but we take 3. 1, 2 and 3 hits. So 1 we can avoid because we have 3 and 3, but we must take this 2 hit unless we try with an evade. It costs 2 victory points and we do a check on our dexterity. So D6 minus our dexterity must be less than 3. Yes, it's only 2 victory points. I will do. No, I will not do because we will get the 2 hit points anyway and we cannot have more than 6. So I take 1 and 2 hits. Then we move forward, we spend 1 foot, we reach the location, and now we gain 2 hit points, 2 foot, and 5 victory points. So 11 and 2 foot. We have now completed the first card. What happens now? The meeple now stands because we are going to leave this card, and we have the option to choose this path where we have 3 blue caves and 1 red, or 1 blue and 3 red, and I will go for the south path. So we reach this cave and then we rest. We gain 10 victory points. We go to 21. The monster level now is 2. And now we try to do, we try to improve our ability. It costs 3 victory points, 1, 2 and 3, so 18. And let's see. It's a 1, so it's good. So we should therefore roll a 1 or a 2. So we may now improve one of our ability, and we do the IQ because this is facilitating us improvement of our ability. 1d6 minus IQ must be less than 3. And now we have a 2. So this means now every time we roll trying to improve our ability, 1, 2, 3 and 4 will do that. We may try to improve our ability only once for each cave, so we cannot try again spending another 3. So we have to wait and to do this in the next cave. We are in a blue cave now, and we don't have to do any search because we have rest. So we proceed and we spend 1 foot. Now we may try again to improve our ability, and we will do 1, 2 and 3. Now a roll less than 5 will do. No, not that lucky. We are in a red cave and we need to explore. I could buy magic items for 5 victory points, but I don't want to spend victory points to buy magic items when I can get them with the searches at this point. I have to do a search anyway, so let's see what comes out. I can still decide to buy some later on. So we have the food, which is good because we only have 1. So we take 1 food and then we take 1 shield, which will avoid us to 1 hit if we spend 3 victory points. Monster encounter check. Now we are at level 2 and the monster will appear with a roll of a 6 or less. 10. So I could now proceed or do another roll. And I say I try again to do a search. A bit risky. But I want some more magic item. 6 and a 2. So we gain a shield and a sword. We gain 1 shield and now the first sword. Monster encounter check. 6 or less. 10. We have been lucky. We don't do any more search and we proceed to the next cave, which is still red. We spend 1 food. We may not rest, so we have to do a search, but the first thing we spend 3 and we try again to improve our ability. Yes, and we have managed to do that. So we have dexterity as 0 and the strength. I will improve the strength by 1. Now we have to perform a search. Two, 1, 5, 6. Not a lucky roll. 3 times 2. So we have 3 victory points, a shield, a sword. Yeah, I take 3 victory points and shield. 1, 2, 3 victory points and another shield. We have 4 shields now. Monster encounter check. So this was the first search. So we will encounter the monster level 2 with a 6 or less. It's a 2. Which monster? Is a 6. We are still lucky with encountering the monster, so they are the weak monster. Second level. And now we need to decide what to do. So we have a good amount of victory points. We could wear armor. No. I take 3 bows and 1 sword. So I pay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are the 3 bows that I'm going to throw to the orc. And on a result, let me see, the bow was D6 minus strength. So we have a strength of 1. Must be less than 3. Only 1 hit. So the monster takes 1 hit before we start the combat. Now we start the combat and we use the sword. And the same, a 2 is a hit. And now we start the combat. Lucky. So the monster takes 2 hits and we take none. 1 and 2. Another roll. Six, 4 and 3. So the monster takes another 2 hits, so he is dead. And we must take 1. We have no double. And we are far away from there where we will take. I think I spend 3 victory points. And then I use 1 shield and I take no hits. So we stay in. Yeah, that's okay.